Oh, on the tape.
Okay, so we have to take off the top and the screws here.
I was gonna fall off the bottom. See it? So where do I put the screw?
Just tape it into the inside of that. And now the other one. Oh shit.
What?
I fucking dropped it.
What? In the circle.
Yeah, let's just
tape this triple to the free.
There we go.
Try this. Right there.
Okay. Screw number
This
2.
entire top part.
Okay, so this entire top lifts up now.
Stuff.
Well, this tape idea isn't gonna work. Apparently, I don't want to lose them, so I'm still gonna try to keep the tape there. So try to lift it up, and it should pop forward. I mean, pop backwards. Lower it a little bit. Okay. It can't get stuck on this. So try. Okay, there you go.
It's forward. You were wrong.
Well, that was easy. 2 screws. Alright, so there's screws here.
This one.
Does that come off? Oh no, it doesn't come off altogether because of the wiring.
Yeah.
Let me
I'm
see.
like, isn't there wire?
Go back there again. Hold it up. Alright, there's the wiring. There's the cylinder, and under this is where the thermal heater is.
I'm not touching any of the wiring.
Yeah, we unplugged it.
Oh, you could just unplug it?
Yeah, of course.
Plug the wiring, then so take this off.
Alright, so okay, you can put it down leave this front part exposed. Yeah, so we have to pop off these screws.
So do I start screwing?
Unscrewing.
Unscrewing.
Unscrewing, and I'm gonna
Taking the dust off and
pause it right there while you do that, and I'm gonna get a piece of paper and write down and label those screws. And stick them inside the paper. So those are the ones that hold the door together in place, because the door can be put either left open or right open.
So it's just
and
door.
These are the ones that hold the white front panel. The ones for the doors go there. The ones for the top, well, the ones for the front go
are the bigger white holes.
Are the bigger white holes, because they have that little washer on them. Okay. So now we have to lift this up to get it off. And when we get it done, we'll figure it out. We'll come back to the camera.
Wait, yes we can.
So my son just felt under it, and we had to just squeeze these off, because my son's a genius. That's why I brought him, because it'll help Papa think. Funk. To remove these 2 clasps, which are spring tensioned, into the top. This should kind of like,
Just another one.
kind of like move a little bit. So I think the bottom might have something else, but we'll check. But first, let's remove those 2 springs. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Those babies right there
1, 2,
go into these holes.
3, 4 steps.
All right. So now I think I'm gonna move it forward, and I'm gonna look below it to see what it is. So you're gonna have to go back to make sure that the lid doesn't fall off as I lean it, okay? So these babies are gonna be the door lock screws because those weren't removed, and also these two gonna be removed also. This is all gonna go to one paper.
They've been serving the army for like, well, helping the army for like years now.
Years.
15.
There it is, all together. Now I'm gonna try to lift up again the panel, see if it actually moves now. Yeah, it moves. So this screw goes right here. This actually is holding the entire frame that holds the front panel. Looks like all I have to do is take off these two screws to take it all off. And didn't need to do all this, but we'll see. Hold on. So these three screws go right here, right there, and right there.
Wire.
That's okay.
You can unplug it. Unplug.
Yes, okay. It's okay. It's okay. It stopped, and now I have to disconnect the open door sensor. Alright, with the door panel off, they say that there it is. That is the heating element, or the heating element encaser for the dryer.
Look, money fell there.
And that we should have a bunch of dirt
Look to the left.
inside.
Money fell.
What?
There.
What?
There to the side of the little middle cylinder.
Oh, that's awesome. And all the coins that are inside the pockets fall right there. Because the entire
in your pocket.
encasement is just full with dust and my son's profit. So I'm gonna clean it up before I start advancing, and I'm gonna finish labeling those screws. And yeah, you see, boy, look. So two of the screws that you took off, one there and one there. So the top screws, and then there's some down here that you took off too. All right, boy. There you go. So you can put the door back together too. You hear me?
Maybe all the doorknobs and then
Yeah.
only those made for 2 actually.
Yeah, the doorknobs and everything. So I need the vacuum. Alright. Main screw top for the main screws that make it easier to take it apart. Now we're just putting those back where they go, reassembling the door all together, because we didn't really need to do it. There's only 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4 down here that were the ones that we needed to remove to get the front panel off of that. Which are
screw holes on the front panel that was connected.
these 4 up there. These are for the door, which is going to go back together in a moment.
61.
Amazingly, look how much money was inside of the dryer.
65.
Check your pockets, because
73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84.
$1.84 or 84 cents?
$1.84.
$1.84, $2
Well,
bucks, and there's probably more.
It's 84 cents, but it's like $1.24, I think.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah. In counts of.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's 84 cents. It's 100 pennies to the dollar. Okay.
But I want $1.
You want $1?
$1.
Okay. You get more than $1. I gotta order your stuff. Okay, so now I have to. I cleaned in there. I tried to do the best I could. So I gotta take off the ground, and I got to remove this baby from there, which is basically the heating element stand and the heating element casing. Stand, casing. This is a shield, so that way you don't stick shit in there and burn yourself. This is where the magic fairy stuff comes out of. So he called dibs, and I don't have no problem letting the more flexible young man do it. Even though I can get in there, I got this baby.
Your hand wouldn't be able to get this one with the wire.
I can still hold my gut with one hand, so I'm doing good. And I'll just make a label while he unscrews those. So he's removing it. So he's trying to get the heat stand out, wiggling it. See if you can feel a screw attached to anything.
Nope.
Okay. You can sit down, boy. You don't have to be frog-legged like that.
It doesn't matter. It gives me more room.
Unedited, unadulterated. Let me grab a feel.
Fingers.
So that's the heat shield stand, and it's actually two lips that you have to kind of like go angular and try to lift it up to be able to get one out, to get the momentum to pull the other sucker out. Pain in the ass. And just like the video said, the other video you probably watched of the guy with all the right tools, this is the heating element shield. These are the sensors. I believe that maybe the sensors might be busted also, because I'm not getting an error signal, I think. But when I order the parts, I will most likely order all of these parts. So now comes the crucial, say it with me, crucial part of cleaning this outside box, so that way I can actually put white out here, so I can mark these with Sharpie, and right there black wire, red wire, and so forth. And if you know, if it's too hot, it'll just burn it off, and it'll be delicate. Maybe remove it myself with acetone once everything's back together again. So that way I can disassemble it to take a look at the heating coil that's in there to see if where is it broken at. If it's not broken, then I put Humpty Dumpty Duck together again. Maybe. Maybe I find another video that gives me a better clue. Or I finish watching the video. Because I didn't finish this video.
Dad!
You know. So I don't have to unplug these components, because these are the heating element power-ups, and they're on the bottom one. So if I remove that screw, that screw, that screw, that screw, that screw, that screw, then this should open up like a, you know, like a flower for me. And I don't have to take out any of these components to get to it either, because I have no way of testing the sensors or anything like that. If I gotta buy it, I would just buy both sensors new and the heating element, which looks like that's all I might need. Once I'm in there, I'll be able to see it. So I only have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws on this side. That's what I'll start doing. and then remove the ones on the other side of this panel. So I removed the screws and I labeled their numbers where they go. That one. Now I'm going to go for the bottom screws. Yeah, this is a little bit anal retentive, but I just want to be sure I put everything back together the right way, even though the screws most likely don't need any preference of location. So I remove all the screws, and that little tab is crushed while this one is nice and straight. So I gotta straighten that baby out and then recrush it. So took it apart, and now
Which part do you need?
everything comes apart.
And everything's again. That's burnt. So why
course.
isn't it working? Yes. Burnt as it should be.
Right there.
What's happening? What is it?
Yep.
Is it cut?
Yep.
Ah,
It's broken. That's why it won't heat.
So we're gonna get that part is it.
Yeah, because it throws electricity. And sure enough,
It's broken in half, so the electricity goes to the nearest stop point.
so the heating coil wire is snapped.
How did it even snap? Did it just
Well,
burn
the
itself?
use, yeah, it gets hot and it gets used. Now, could I jimmy rig this? Could I make a connection between these again?
I say don't jimmy rig it.
But it
Something
would be the
bad might
same.
happen
So
to
I might
the
as well
entire
just
thing.
bingo, buy it new, and that's it. And I'll finish watching the video and see if he talks about these sensors. See if I might need to replace both of these sensors because it didn't give me no signal. So
That was lucky. Yeah, it didn't do it.
yeah. So does this come out? See if it
What's
comes
this
out.
thing that they don't put socket in? I don't think it does. Oh, it's a double
Yes.
double infinite.
It's double. One goes to the top, one goes to the bottom.
A double figure 8.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom. It's broken.
Snap in two.
Okay, so we're gonna put all the screws in here, the little tabs in here.
For all these.
Yeah, and I am going to proceed to search
They're coming in. They're
this machine
closer.
and order the two parts, or try to find a place locally in Florida where I can order my components. Basically, 1, 2, 3 at the most.
Hopefully
And if that works, I saved a lot of money by switching to do it yourself.
Just like the yard, which I had to mow heavily.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I still have to buy the professional weed killer for that. Everything else, all the other screws,
What other screws?
everything else, screwdriver,
The screw, let's screw. Literally screws.
a plier.
Wrench, I think.
So see, I didn't need to take it off to be able to just inspect it, and obviously it's right there broken. So all I gotta do is supply shop.
Yeah.
That's it. And there is a guy in Kissimmee that knows my wife from childhood. That maybe it might be him that I run into. Let's see.
So
Say goodbye, squirrels.
I'm not a squirrel.
But they
bye
are.
anyways. I'm not